Welcome, guys, to Organic Conversations. Today, I have the best therapist, my personal therapist. I know every time I post vulnerable stories about what I'm going through, I always talk about Maria and how she's helped me through so much. I mean, we've been working together since late 21.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Oh, no, actually, yeah.
Yeah. And she's helped me through so much, and it's like, for one, my parents on the East Coast, and regardless, like the emotional intelligence with most parents, especially of that generation, isn't necessarily what's needed to guide us onto a better path. And in fact, kind of talking to most parents, it's like you're going into the same patterns, if you will, as like childhood. So yeah, I'm super grateful for Maria and helping me work through and grow through so much stuff. And of course, the universe has slapped me in the face again with another thing that just allows me to be like, okay, Austin, you really haven't learned your lesson or grown through that. And other things, I definitely have felt like, okay, I've stomped this out mostly, like fear of rejection or fear of abandonment or body image issues. Like they were pretty freaking prevalent in 21, 22, and just, it's taken me a little bit to work through, but I feel like doing pretty good on those.
Yes,
on those
you
sectors.
are. And I want to say thank you for having me.
Yeah.
And I mean, we'll probably do another episode on this, but I just want to say it's been honestly, I don't want to say a joy because you've had a lot of heartache, but it's been honestly such, it's been sacred working with you. You've been so open and willing, and yes, you have stumbled, just as I have in my life, but I relate to a lot of what you've been through, and that's why working with you and seeing your commitment and your dedication to changing, even when you fall, mess up, you're still willing to take accountability and move forward. And that right there is how change happens.
All right, thank you so much. It's like you got to be willing to do the work, and I just didn't want to repeat things that I was doing and saw that it's, oh my gosh, this is a pattern. Like if I want to change, like I need to do something. And
patterns don't change easily. Unfortunately, we sometimes have to
it's tough.
Do some damage to ourselves, unfortunately, to others. But when we finally can look at the root causes, get deep in it, really practice, we can make changes that change our lives and those around us.
Yeah, and like healing doesn't necessarily mean like erasing the trauma, but it's kind of like knowing how to navigate through that or what your triggers are. Like, how would you explain that?
So I do believe trauma can be healed. I don't think it's always navigating the trauma. Maybe in the beginning navigating the trauma, but in therapy, a lot of people say, hey, I don't want to have to relive my trauma. And I understand that. I have a lot of trauma from my past. But I had to walk through it. I had to feel what I needed to feel in a safe space, whether it was screaming, tears, rage. I needed to do that work to get it out. I needed someone to sit with me and validate that. The groups and retreats also hold space for people to feel that and work through it, where people hold that space, where validation is given, and it allows that energy to move out of the body because we carry it in our bodies, and to begin to change and to begin to let go and release. So I do believe traumas can be healed. Obviously, depending on the trauma, some take a lot longer.
Yeah, and
right.
Like you said, like feel those feelings. For me, I've definitely used things to numb it out and to like push away feeling those feelings.
Exactly.
Like weed or productivity or work.
Right.
Or sex even, and it's just like I was using that to not feel it, to like numb myself out.
We live in a society that does not encourage us to feel our feelings. So, as far as social media, dating apps, drugs, alcohol, and all the other addictions. But we live in a society that's constantly pushing us. Go, 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 do more, be more, hurry up. And so people aren't sitting with feelings anymore.
Yeah.
And if we're not sitting with our feelings, we're not aware of what we need to change. We just fall back into default And we do what we feel protects us, even though those things that protected us at one time aren't useful as adults. Maybe as children they were, but not anymore. So we've got to learn different ways to set boundaries, protect ourselves, so that we can be vulnerable in safe spaces. But feeling feelings is not really advocated, but it's what we need to do.
It's definitely not taught in school, and
Right.
you know, most parents of my parents' generation don't know how to, you know, allocate the space for that, or to like hear
Exactly.
somebody out. Yeah, and feeling those feelings, I mean, once again, like social media is like so easy to numb out, and just endorphins,
Exactly.
just dopamine, just scroll, scroll, scroll.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's tough. I think back like 20, 30 years ago when all you had was the newspaper to like look at or something,
Right.
where you had to like feel your feelings, and there
Exactly.
wasn't the dating apps to like numb yourself and to keep on.
So when you had mentioned to me about, our grandparents woke up to the sunrise, and we wake up to the phone lighting up, beeping, blinking. So our sympathetic nervous system kicks in. We're in fight or flight from the moment we wake up. We don't wake up with our own thoughts and intentions. We wake up in someone else's crisis, in someone else's opinions, thoughts, ideas. We're not even connecting with ourselves. So we're so disconnected, and we walk into our day disconnected with our anxiety raised.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that's what our world has created, rather than take 20 minutes to an hour, do not look at the phone, right? But why is that hard today? Because we have all these expectations on us. Go, go, go. You're going to fail. You're going to fall behind. You're not going to get the clients you need, the validation you need, the whatever it is you're looking for, it's all on the phone.
It's so freaking true.
And it's sad.
It's
Super sad.
when I have bad days is usually when I turn and look at my phone first thing in the morning. But most of the time, like, my morning routine is like no phone for the first hour, like
That's
airplane
excellent.
mode. Yeah. I go immediately outside, get sun in my eyes, like allow myself to think for myself. Whereas like if we turn on that phone as soon as we wake up, boom, it's what the world wants us to think. Our like
Exactly.
vulnerable brain is now not even thinking for ourselves anymore. It's crazy.
I mean, even for myself, because it's like, oh, pick up the phone. Is someone in crisis? Does someone need me? Does someone? And I have to begin every day to prioritize my needs ahead of others. And that's hard, because even in response times, I'm being timed on certain apps on how fast I respond to someone. I mean, it's crazy. It's like we're being timed, we're being judged, we're being analyzed. And that just feeds into that.
It really does. For someone that wants and needs to like take space either from their phone or things that trigger them, do you have a recommendation on what they can do?
Well, like I just said, the first 20 minutes to an hour to not get on the phone. If you need to get on the phone, to limit it to like 5 minutes to glance over what you need to and put it back down and go back out. You need to do grounding exercises. You need sunlight. You need water. You need to step outside, whether you're on the grass, on the sand, wherever you can. You need to sit with yourself, connect with your own thoughts and feelings and needs. One of the things I ask people often is, what are your needs? Most of my clients don't know what their needs are. Oh, I don't know. I've never really thought about not my needs. But they can tell you what everybody else's needs are around them, and they're really good at meeting them.
Wow. That's huge, because I'm thinking in my head, like, what are specific things that I need? And it would take me a little bit to like actually
Exactly.
derive that. Wow. But I know what the world needs. I know what work needs.
Right.
Oh,
I mean, so you're just highlighting what I need. I need that 20 minutes to an hour every morning.
yeah.
Not just talk about it, but do it.
Yep.
And when I do it, it does make a difference in my day. I do have a calm. I do ground, because I do need to ask myself, what do I need today?
I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it might be different day to day.
Right.
Do you think people are addicted to their pain without even realizing it?
Yes. And again, society feeds that, but people stay in victim mode. So I think that's the number one reason people are addicted to their pain. Because if you're not taking accountability and you're blaming everyone else, You're in a pain place. This causes me pain. They do this to me. And I hear this a lot from clients. Well, they expect this from me, and this is why I do it. And this, and it's blame, blame, blame. And so I justify my pain now.
Oh, wow.
It's a justification of why I'm angry, why I'm upset, why I'm disappointed, instead of taking my power back and saying, hey, no, it's my responsibility to do things differently, to not accept, disrespect, to not accept what people are throwing at me, and to set those boundaries. So you asked about the difference between boundaries and walls.
Yes. Boundaries
invite healthy relationships. They invite people in. Because if I know your boundaries, we're going to be closer. I am going to, we teach people how to treat us. You're going to teach me how to treat you with respect, with kindness, with love. Walls just push people away.
Okay.
When I build a wall, I'm like, stay out, keep out, you're not welcome here. And people may be pounding on those walls to get in, but I'm going to be shut down. So I'm not inviting a relationship, and not a healthy one. Right?
Yeah.
Maybe a toxic relationship where, now I just stand back and you're fighting to get in there, and that's not healthy.
No.
But boundaries, we teach one another how to treat each other and how to be respectful and reciprocity and all of it. Right? But we also need to be open and willing to hear what people's boundaries are and to respect those.
Yes, because so many times I feel like, especially in like intimate relationships, that's crossed, especially if someone's been together for so long and it's like boundary, like, no, like I've been doing this for years. Why would...
Exactly.
Like what's a good example, do you think, for a boundary versus a wall?
So,
in a couple's relationship, I feel like.
In a couple's relationship, a boundary,
like maybe, for instance, like what like I didn't clean my dishes all the time, and she wants me to do that, and like, but instead, like.
So a wall would be some passive aggressive behavior where she's just, or I shouldn't say she, it could be he, is pissed off because it's like, I've asked you this, I've done it, and now you're going to be punished. Basically, walls can be also punishments where I'm not going to speak to you. I'm going to avoid you. I'm going to take away some of my love and care for you. You're going to suffer over this, okay? A wall. A boundary is, hey, I would really appreciate if you thought about my needs as well as yours, and if this is really important to me to have the sink cleaned out and not dishes left in there, it would be important to you. Because in relationships, what's important to me is important to you. And if it's right, and if it's not important to you, you need to look at that. Why is this not important to me when it's important to you?
That's huge.
Yeah.
You communicate that so well. Like,
thank you.
It's like people, I feel like, and I have gotten triggered before of like expressing my boundaries because it's so scary. Like, what are they gonna think? Like, are they gonna think like I'm a loser, or like, are they gonna try to make me like a pushover because of it? Or whatnot. Yeah.
Because of what? Not.
Yeah, like expressing my boundaries early on in our work definitely was extremely hard and scary for me.
Right.
For sure. Now it's easier, and in fact, I feel like I have friends that just I don't hardly need to even express boundaries because they align so much.
Boundaries, though, are a form and action of self-love. So if I let someone know what my boundaries are, that's my self-care. I'm taking care of me. And when I don't have boundaries, I'm sliding on self-love, self-care. I'm not taking care of me because then I build resentment, hurt. That's where sometimes the walls come up. So I need to be setting boundaries. And people, we want we want boundaries. We want to know what people's boundaries are.
Yeah.
I was teased horribly growing up. I mean, I'm the youngest of 8, so it was like trauma for me, being constantly teased, put down. I let friends know immediately when they're the kind of friends that's how they connect.
Yeah.
Hey, teasing doesn't do it for me. Like, especially public teasing. That is not something. And when people care enough, they're like, oh, okay, no worries, Maria. I won't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. I mean, one, that you know that, and two, that you express that, because, yeah, I feel like people just allow resentment to build.
Right.
friendships or intimate relationships.
Exactly. And
Yeah.
if I don't set the boundary and I let people do it, I will put a wall up and I will slowly drift away from them and they will no longer be in my life. So do I want to give this relationship an opportunity to grow, for people to know me instead of, you did this, you're out. We have to talk to one another. We have to communicate.
Yeah. So many people stay in relationships because it's comfortable.
Right.
Versus like being in an actual healthy relationship. Like and I'm sure you see more unhealthy and comfortable relationships than healthy, but what's like a glaring green flag sign that it's a healthy relationship?
Well, first of all, what's familiar isn't always, and comfortable isn't always healthy, because we repeat patterns from our parents growing up. We're trying to heal some wounds. So we often search people out that have similar qualities to parents, that things that we need to work through. So
what's an example?
Comfortable. So let's say you had a parent who had narcissistic tendencies. They're always right. It's their way or the highway. This is how it is. And you get involved with someone like that. And then you're trying to set boundaries, but you're just bumping up against it. You're not healing it. You're getting angry. You're flipping out. That's not good. So when you are addressing those issues in a relationship, often you're not healing them. You're actually exacerbating those problems.
Just in a cycle.
Right. So that familiarity is not good. So in healthy relationships, and I don't have it's two circles, and there's a middle piece, and you each have your own lives, your own, whatever you're doing, your friendships, your social activities, your interests, and then in the middle, you share that piece together. You're not each other's entire world where you suffocate each other, and you don't lead completely separate lives. But you have your own life, and then you share this amazing piece of each other.
That's a cool exercise.
And a lot of people don't do that.
Wow.
A lot of people want to either control and suffocate or just lead separate lives and drift away.
Wow. That sounds like an amazing union if you can like really integrate the things in the middle.
Exactly. Plus you have more energy and excitement to bring to each other. It would get incredibly boring just everything we do is together and this and that. And this whole thing about I need permission. I need permission from my partner. I think it's cool to run things by, let your partner know what you're doing, where you're going. Hey, is this cool? But you shouldn't have to ask permission.
No. Yeah.
You know, we are individuals.
Yeah.
Still.
That would be really off-putting to me.
Yeah, we're autonomous people. We need to be. But we can't be totally autonomous when we don't consider our partner's needs and run things by and communicate what we're doing.
Sorry. She's getting in the way.
That's okay.
So funny.
Dogs are never in the way.
Yeah.
So she's cool.
I wish she was chewing on that elk antler, but that's okay.
That's all right.
Yeah, that brings me to my next question, is why do you think people settle for a connection that feels familiar, even if it's toxic? But you kind of answered it, which...
Yeah, so it's toxic because that's what you're used to. And unfortunately, what is unfamiliar scares people.
That's for me, for sure.
Right. So if you didn't grow up in a home where it was safe to be vulnerable, where crying was okay, and a parent was like, oh, what's got you so upset? Let's talk about it. Let's work through it. I'm here for you. But instead, you were shamed. And they're like, stop your crying. You're bad. Go to your room, you know. Or like, big boys don't cry, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
That's a huge one.
Then, sure, vulnerability is not going to be safe. It's going to be unfamiliar. It's going to be harder to be vulnerable. So that's, again, why I do these groups that you've participated in and retreats to learn how to be vulnerable in safe spaces and connect with people intimately so you can practice that and bring it into your relationships.
I love that because you and me one-on-one therapy, I can be vulnerable, but then when it comes to a group setting, it adds just a different style of pressure and vulnerability and openness that I have to, live up to. I have to meet myself there.
Exactly. You have to push yourself out of your comfort zone. So at retreats, what are so great is people can only hide. We all want to show people our best selves, but at retreats, and you've seen it, people's true colors start to come out over a 3-4 day period, which is awesome. And
Right.
I'm always happy because then I can address it and help people work through it.
Yeah, you can't hide too much in that type of setting.
No, you cannot.
Yeah.
No.
And the groups I really like in the retreats because, like, me and you can have this conversation, but when it goes to addressing, like, my partner, for instance, it's like, that helps me a lot because without the group or the retreat, I would be scared to address it. You know, like, I can talk to you and it's
Right.
like, okay, like, it's nice and peaceful, but when it comes time to, like, addressing actually the other person.
The scariest place to be vulnerable is in an intimate relationship with your partner because there's more to lose. And that's where people are extremely vulnerable because you're exposing your deepest feelings, your deepest fears, you're exposing everything. And is there a chance of being rejected? Yes. And so we have to take those risks in relationships, all relationships, because those that are meant to be there for you, that are for you, will stay. And those that aren't meant to be there for you are going to move away. And even though that hurts and it's painful,
Right.
it's good.
Why am I afraid of intimacy? Is it my childhood that?
Did you ever feel safe in your childhood to really share your feelings and to have them heard and validated and accepted?
I mean, I don't even remember, like, when I would or if there's an opportunity. I feel like isolation for me was, like, my, like, safe
Exactly.
space.
And that's what a lot of people are doing today, isolating. I don't want to show you my insecurities, my fears, my pain, because I fear judgment, because I have had judgment, because I have been shamed, and I need to self-protect, so I'm going to isolate. But this is becoming like an epidemic. Everyone's isolating. I mean, when people tell me, I don't even need a therapist now, I could just go on ChatGPT, it
Yikes.
frightens me terribly because it's like, okay, wow, you are missing human connection. We need human connection. If I say anything, it's like, people, we need human connection. It can't be all on Instagram,
No.
social media, ChatGPT. We need to connect.
Yeah. And
We need to open our hearts. We need to be present.
Yep. Feel our own emotions, feel theirs,
Exactly.
be there for it. Yeah. Yep.
We need connection.
And we're getting farther and farther away from that, I feel like.
We are.
With just phones and everything being online, and you know, you don't even have to go out to eat anymore to get food. You can
Exactly.
deliver it right to your phone, right to your front door.
Everything is instant gratification, and that's not healthy.
Speak about that, the instant gratification, because that's everything now. It's like even hard for me to do certain things without. Hold on real quick.
So no one has patience anymore. People don't have patience. People don't work for things. If you look at our generation coming up, I'm going to just be an influencer. I'm not going to get a job and work myself up. And people are like, well, why should I? Okay, I get it. Why should you now? In this day and age, you're right.
Wow.
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
sad. Like, I had to work my way up. I had a lot of jobs I didn't like early
course.
on and, found my way. And
that's huge for, like, understanding what you do and you don't like. I mean, I've definitely had jobs I didn't like for
Right.
sure. And I feel like we need those experiences, or we're always going to be in that comfort zone, just like never going to our potential ever.
it helps us learn more and more about ourselves. We're always in a constant learning process, and we want to learn what excites us, what we're not interested in, what we like, what challenges us. So, which leads me to purpose. Purpose is so important for everyone. So one of the questions I ask when I have my first meeting with people is, do you believe you have purpose? And if they say yes, I ask, what is that purpose? And more people want to make a difference on the planet. But this is my question to you. I'm going to ask everyone, right?
Okay.
This is my question. Do you want to help others and make a difference because you want to make a lot of money and you want everything that comes with that? Or do you really want to make a difference? Okay? Because some people, like right now we have a bazillion life coaches, bazillion, right? Everybody's like, I'm a healer, I'm a helper. And to me, that's a little bit like scary. Like, what is your life experience, first of all? I couldn't have been a life coach at 25.
True.
Now, there's a million of them right now. Okay?
Yeah.
So you've got life experience up to 25. So I'm like, hey, life experience? Like, it takes time to build life experience. What have you been through? What have you learned? What do you have to offer and share? And for me, and you know this about me, I genuinely care about everyone I work with. And I'm not bragging here.
No.
I go above and beyond and probably need tighter boundaries and have tightened some for people I care about because I know what it's like. I've walked through the depths of hell. I've been through a lot in my life. I've been through traumas. I've been through heartache. I've been through abandonment, loss, death. I've been through it.
That's one of the many things I love about you is you've been through the fucking ringer. And
yeah.
And
and today I'm grateful for those things. I mean, could I tell you I was grateful for sexual trauma or other traumas in my life? No, not at the time. But now I am because I can help people because I know what it feels like. I've been there. And it's, you know, I've been through it all. I've used substances. I've abused substances. I've abused it all. I was running from my pain as hard as I could, even though I started therapy at 19. But a lot of my therapists just sat back and listened to me cry, moan, and stay in victim mode. Nobody pulled me out. I made suicide attempts. Nobody pulled me out of victim mode. I was the biggest victim there was. And until I started to take accountability, you know, yeah, I can look back in my childhood and say, these things happened to me, and yes, they did. I have the right to feel angry about that and work through all those feelings of people that harm me. But as an adult, it's my job to take accountability and do things differently and work through that pain and be the person I know I can be. And every day I get to grow and learn more. And when I falter and I make mistakes, I know I'm human and I can own those mistakes and do something different. So when people come in, especially people who are dealing with trauma, people who have totally used and hurt people in relationships. I've done it too, not because that was my intention, but my intention doesn't matter. I did damage, right? So I have to own that. People who have abused substances, people who have been through a lot of things, I can sit with them, genuinely understand, genuinely empathize, but also call them out on their crap.
Yep.
Because people did that ultimately for me, thank God, or I wouldn't be here today. And listen, I don't know, you know, I do know why I'm here today, but should I be here with the reckless life I lived? No. I'm grateful I am, because when people show up just like me, I can be there for you, and I can love you through whatever mess you arrive with and help you sort it out and get to your true essence, that beauty within your soul, because your soul is here for a purpose.
I love that.
Right? And to find that and to grow that and to be that, it's incredible.
That's one of the many things I love about you is you can empathize with me because you've been to, or, you know, even worse than what I've experienced in my life. And like, that makes me feel comfortable, makes me feel heard, and like allows me to kind of open up even more because you've been there.
Right.
You know, versus some of these.
And let's not go into better or worse, because people do this in groups and retreats a lot. Like, that person had all this trauma. I didn't have that. I don't really even need this kind of work. No. Pain is pain. I don't measure pain. Your trauma, my trauma, this person's trauma, there's still trauma. So, like, everybody needs help at whatever level it is. Don't minimize your trauma, your pain. Doesn't matter what it is about.
That's, I was going to say minimizing. That's always what you say. Hey, don't minimize just because they went through way worse, or, you know, what we compare as way worse. Yeah. I want to go back to the purpose, because I feel like a lot of people lack purpose, and I feel like it took me, I mean 28 years to kind of find my own lane with like what gives me joy. What, for like the younger people that kind of lack purpose, what can they do? I
mean, first of all, be present and live your life. Don't rush it. Don't like put pressure on yourself. I mean, I hear I hear now I have a 16-year-old client. She's like, my brother doesn't know his purpose. He's 14. I'm like, good God, I didn't know my purpose.
Yeah.
Like, our purpose evolves through what we're passionate about, what's important to us, what matters. And yes, what kind of things do bring us joy? Seeing the light in your eyes and seeing the changes in people, that brings me incredible joy. Helping people become their best selves brings me joy. And you know my other passion, animals. My animal rescue, helping animals, brings me great joy. So I think for me, it's the innocence in animals, in people, working with people where they are and helping them evolve, caring. Those things bring me a lot of joy. But purpose isn't just what we do for a living.
Yeah. Right.
So I always tell people my greatest purpose is self-love and self-care because it actually comes more natural for me to care for animals and people, but self-care and self-love never came naturally. And as you know, and because we've talked about it a million times, what is the key ingredient to self-love? Self-acceptance.
Oh, okay.
And I need to accept all of me, the good, the bad, the ugly, what I'm awesome at, what I struggle with,
what I've
all
done
of
in
it.
the past.
Yep,
Yeah.
my past,
Yeah.
my mistakes. I have to accept all of it. It doesn't mean I'm condoning my mistakes or the hurt I may have caused, but I'm accepting it and I'm growing from it, changing and learning. So self-care and self-love, my greatest purpose. And then through that, the more self-love I have, the more I can offer others.
I love that.
The more I care for myself, the more energy I have. I have so much to give.
I notice when my self-love, self-care goes out the door, everything around me starts to degrade.
Right.
Yeah, and like the way I look at life and how I move about life starts
Right.
to go downhill.
So intention and purpose, I think, are very closely aligned. What is my intention in what I want to do? Is my intention just about making money? So I noticed you encouraged me to get on Instagram. I'm doing my best. It's hard for me to, I didn't grow up with it.
Yeah.
But all I was seeing on Instagram and TikTok even more was, you could do this and you'll get more followers. You can do this and and then you can like make money and you could do this. And I'm like, oh, it's sad because it seems so shallow to me. It's like, where's your real purpose in this? So when I get on there, even though I have quite a few followers, I feel like, hey, at least the people that are following me want to hear what I have to say, value my message, and maybe I'm helping someone out there.
Yep.
And that's my goal.
Yes.
The more people I can touch a life and help them, and I mentioned suicide a lot, and I know we're going to talk about it in other episodes, but like huge, okay? Because how many people, maybe if they didn't die the very next day, or maybe not the next day, but a week or two later, would have been like, damn, I'm glad I didn't die. Because it's an impulsive decision. And when people ask me, do you believe Maria's suicide is a selfish act? I'm like, wow, please don't judge people who have committed suicide. They are in such an extreme pain. Yes, it's extreme pain, self-centered and yes, okay, it is. But there's an amount of pain that people go through that unless you've been there, you don't understand it. Please don't judge it, you know? And they make an impulsive decision, or they're on drugs and alcohol that make that decision easier. And it's heartbreaking to me because there's a lot of really, really good people that I've lost in my life through suicide who are not here, who didn't know how to ask for help, right?
What is the first step with that? If like somebody's feeling there's that extreme pain, like what can they do?
The first thing is to ask for help to a friend, a family member, or if you don't want anyone you know knowing, find a counselor, find a therapist, find someone you can talk to, a life coach. Find somebody and share it.
Kind of tattle on yourself a
Exactly.
little bit. Yeah.
So many of my clients started in their first sessions, and I always talk about this one. I won't give the name, but she walked in. She was 24, 23, and she's so cool. Great girl. And she said, you know, Maria, I've done all I have in this earth, and I'm done. I'm ready to go. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, yeah, I'm done. I am done. And I said, hey, would you be willing to give this a chance? Like, let's talk, let's hang out, let's see where this goes, and let's learn some more. She was like, I'm open. And we worked through it. And she felt suicidal for years, just wanting to check out. And eventually she learned tools on how to deal with those feelings. She got support. She found her craft. I mean, she's a beautiful, amazing, successful, woman, musician. And, we have to find our passions, our purpose. Our purpose, it does catapult us out of these negative spaces.
Mm-hmm. It does.
We all want to make a difference, and we need to find what really does that.
Yeah. And I think doing the hard things or doing jobs that you don't like or putting yourself out there in the uncomfortable situations allows us to be like, open our mind and our toolbox a little bit.
Right.
Yeah, to what is. Yeah, my goodness. That's for anyone dealing with that or going through that, I have a lot of empathy for.
Yeah, I mean, it's today it's very easy too for people to just because everything is so impulsive. Everything is instant gratification.
And you see people living these highlighted lives.
Exactly. And what happens when that falls out? Then what do you have left? So we want to grow something. We want to nurture, right? We want to nurture like a plant. We want to nurture it. We want it to grow. We want to see it thrive. Mm-hmm. We've got to do that with our lives. We've got to nurture our lives, see it grow. And throughout our lives, we have to continue growing. I'm never done growing. There's always more for me to learn. There's always more for me to learn and grow and nurture.
A lot more to experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And experiences help us do that.
Yes. And I think another way for maybe people to kind of get out of that hole too is giving back to others.
Exactly.
And maybe that's not like their true purpose, but I feel like that can help people derive a little bit of that purpose and that
You don't need to make money to help others, and I see lots of people helping others and doing their part on the planet, and it's beautiful, because it does, it always feels good, because remember, you're getting a deeper connection in that, in whether you're the receiver or the giver, you're creating a deeper connection.
Yes.
And there's meaning in that, and value in that. There's value in connection. There's value in relationship.
I have a little side tangent. I have a good friend that he has a buddy that grew up in a billionaire family, pretty much, and has everything you could ever want.
Right.
And it suffers extremely from lack of purpose. And I was like, dude, honestly, he should start giving back in some way, whether it's, to a homeless shelter or building a garden or helping elderly or whatever, building a freaking house in Mexico, whatever. There's so many ways to give back. Animals. And it's I feel like that, for even people that have everything or maybe you have nothing, I feel like giving back still gives us that
and people who have everything, and I've had many clients who are quite wealthy and come in and are just as distraught as someone who has nothing. Mm-hmm. And it is all about purpose. Where do you see yourself giving back? How can you make a difference?
And that's where material things they're short-lived.
Yes.
Short-lived.
They really are. The fancy this, that, and other is very short-lived.
And human connection is something that you can't buy, and it feels so good for the soul.
Right.
Especially when you're pouring love in yourself and then you're able to expel that to others.
Exactly.
It was so good.
I mean, you and I lost someone who did not have purpose, and he had a lot of money.
Yeah.
And every conversation was, you need purpose, you need purpose. But when you're chasing, right, those endorphins, that dopamine, chasing the dopamine, the endorphins, right? It's the serotonin's pouring out. You're using externals to fill an internal void. An internal problem needs an internal solution. Externals will not fix what's broken or wounded in here. That's an inside job. And that's not a job to do all by yourself, people, through self-help books or podcasts or this or that. It's an interaction, a connection with someone where you go deep in there together. I've taken people into the depths of my soul, and that's scary, sharing that stuff, where people held space for me so I could heal that. And I do that now for people. Go into the depths of your soul, those scary ass places that are like, oh my God, I will not live through this. You know?
Yeah.
And sometimes it does feel like walking through shards of glass, fire, this and that. But the rewards are astronomical because that inner peace, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh my God.
Is what we all want, what we all need, and connection.
Connection's huge. So I'm thinking back when I was in the Marine Corps. When I got out, I was numb from my feelings. I didn't know how to feel. For someone that's extremely like blocked off from their feelings, what's like an easy way for them to kind of start connecting with themselves?
I'm gonna say you're most likely not going to do that initially on your own. I'm going to recommend reaching out and getting some help, talking to someone who can help you kind of break down some of that so that you can sit with yourself. If you're that blocked off and you're not used to feeling feelings, you're not going to just be able to do that. It's going to be too overwhelming. So when I meet with people who are that blocked off,
like I was, you can totally speak about my experiences.
I mean, well, you were pretty open with me from the get-go.
Well, I told you all the dumb shit I did, but I was still blocked off.
Okay, that's true. How I usually relate with people is I take a piece of what you shared. I share a little bit of me so that you feel like, oh, I'm not being judged. No one wants to be judged, right? No. That's the first way to take off that skinny little layer on the onion is everyone fears judgment, embarrassment, shame. So it's like, hey, I've been there. Hey, I've done that. Hey, I've overcome that. Hey, yes. And then it's like, I see a little softening happen. Right? It's like, okay, this is a safe space. And then we begin talking about it. And I'm offering a safe, sacred space with zero judgment for you to begin to open up. As you slowly open up and start to feel, right? You got to take it slowly because feelings can be very overwhelming.
Most definitely.
Yeah. Feelings are overwhelming at times. Grief is probably one of the most overwhelming, that and trauma. So it's like, nope, can't do that.
Numb myself.
Yeah, numb out.
Yep, avoid.
Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, for me, like with grief, one of the first things you helped me do was, one, accept that I did it, and then accept that even if I did bad things, I'm still at the end of the day a good person.
Right.
It kind of like allows me to kind of like soften a little.
You can have guilt for whatever you did that you're labeling bad, right? This hurtful behavior. The shame is you're saying I am bad. No, you are not bad. You have warranted guilt for something you did that harmed yourself and others, but you intrinsically are not a bad person, right?
Yeah.
So we've got to, like, this person that you are, who's intrinsically good. We want to nurture that part of you. And we want to get down to the root causes again of why you made the choices you made. So I talk about this a lot. A lot of therapists that I saw, it was like a garden of weeds, and they mowed the garden down to the weeds through externals. My external life became better, and I left therapy. But all those roots were there, and all my behaviors came right back because we need to pull every root out one at a time and look at, hey, oh, wow, when I was a kid, I did this, and this was how I was met. This was the experience I had. I was shamed. I was beaten. I was ridiculed, whatever it was. And holy crap, now I'm doing that or I'm running from that, and we need to heal that. So we need to pull all those roots out so those weeds don't just keep coming back. And it takes time, people. I mean, yes, it takes patience. It takes commitment. So I think change is like, it takes a lot of discipline, self-discipline, and if you're working with someone, they help you stay in it, right? You're held accountable.
Accountable is huge.
And we need to be held accountable. And we need to...
Especially with hard patterns.
Exactly. And they don't change overnight.
No.
I started therapy at 19. Yeah. And some patterns are still like just falling away thank God. Some I'm seeing, I'm like, oh my God, it only took a lifetime. But like, I never gave up trying to grow, learn, and heal, because there was a lot of deep wounding that needed attention and healing. And I didn't want to go there because it was painful. But I have to, if I want to grow, if I want to really be the person that I want to be, which is someone who does connect, who does love, who does feel, who does make a difference, who can be present, who enjoys their own company, who keeps evolving. And it's a journey. We're all on a journey here. There's no destination.
No, that's the thing, is enjoying the journey.
It's a journey.
Yeah. There's the person. It's a good quote. That's like, the person who loves walking will walk farther than the person who wants to get to the destination. Exactly. And I love walking. So when I go off with, especially one of my friends, we walk. She's kind of the navigator. I just walk. I have no idea where we're going. We could walk hours, and I have the time of my life. If she probably said, hey, Maria, we're going to walk to this destination, I probably wouldn't enjoy the walk as much. I agree with that.
Right?
Yep. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's also for relationships. People stop thinking about, well, when we get married, are we going to get married? Are we going to do this? What's going to be our life? Stop trying to predict something. Be here now. Be here now. Enjoy your relationship. Everything isn't about where you're going to end up. It's about being here in the present. We harm ourselves because we're like, oh God, that destination, I'm not even ready for that. Now I'm freaking out. Now I go back to old patterns and I start sabotaging. And you've done that, and you know, it's a real thing. Yep. I've done it too.
Yeah, it definitely is. Yeah, I mean, that's something that I'm scared of marriage, so like it frightens me when I think of like that far ahead. But then when I think of like right now and being present, it helps me a lot more. Like a lot more. Take that stress.
But your ideas of marriage too, most of those we've been addressing them are really negative. So like if we didn't have really good role models, we're like, oh hell no. Hell no, I'm not doing that. Why would I do that to myself? True. Right? So we have to create our own definition of what that is. You know? Yeah. And a lot of people don't have a very good definition.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, that isn't it like when you think in the future too much, that's anxiety, and in the past is depression.
Yes. So focusing on the future is driven by anxiety. Focusing on the past is all like depression, guilt, shame, regret, the future, anxiety, and fear, right? And being present, right? The word present is the present. Being present is the gift. We're here now, and this is all we have.
You're right, and it's so hard for me to get in the present moment.
But when you are, it's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's so precious.
It's amazing.
It's like being here with you is precious.
Yeah.
I really do adore you.
Thank you.
I just want to say this, like, Austin, for a young man to come in and do this work, you are a good example.
Thank you. I do appreciate that.
And like, I love working with everyone, but I love working with younger people because the younger you are, the more open-minded you are. And there are older people with open minds, I want to say, but younger people who are so open-minded, so willing, and that's exciting for me, and I love that. And because a lot of my stuff was younger, I love helping people through those struggles, through that pain, those agonizing times when you're trying to figure yourself out and you're trying to find your way. I love helping people through that. Seeing people overcome and make those changes and grow and make a difference like you are in the world with the choices you're making. Yeah. And you will make better choices in relationships and you will change. And I believe in you and I won't give up on you.
Thank you.
And I don't give up on anybody.
Yeah.
Like, people give up in who I work with. They'll give up on themselves.
Right, of course. course, because it's hard.
Exactly.
It's fucking hard as shit.
And I can only, I can only meet you like where you are. And, I tell people like, you put in 100, I put in 100.
Yep.
But you put in 10%. In the beginning, yeah, I'll be putting in 100, but hey, you need to start bringing it. I can't carry you. I can't drag you. I can't lead you to that water. But if you're there, hey, man, we're going together and I'm in it, 100.
And you have to be willing. You have to be willing to put in the work. And you can't be there for, an hour of your time, but you can't be there for the rest of the day.
No.
So
no, and willingness is the key. And you know that I am there for people more than just that session pretty often, because there are times people do need to reach out or something's happening, and I choose to do that. And so I make those choices. Because those people who are doing this work, I admire so much, and I'm like, I'm here. Like, we're in this together. Like, yes,
it comes back to you. The heart.
Yeah, let's keep this going. Because when I touch lives, right, you're touching lives. So everyone's lives that I touch, they're touching lives, and then it just grows. And we want to raise the vibration of this planet, and needs it now more than ever.
Yes.
So we need to be bringing our hearts, our souls.
Yeah.
And we need to be like present and connecting.
So much more than we ever have. I mean, we got away from that. We, as humans, used to be extremely connected.
Exactly.
That's all we had was each other, and now we're like so separated. The phone and the internet has caused such a separation.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad.
But for anyone who possibly is listening to this and you do feel completely isolated, like, please reach out. Isolation is the death of us. A plant in isolation eventually will die with no water, no care.
Yep.
I mean, we all need that. Don't think you can do everything by yourself. We're not meant to.
No,
we are not meant to do everything by ourselves. There's a difference between depending on others and being dependent. So in a relationship, you should be able to depend on your partner, but you can't be dependent. Expect them to take care of all your needs, but you should be able to depend on them for things, right? That's part of relationship. We depend on one another. We need one another. But we don't become dependent where that one person meets all our needs. We need a community. We need other people to reach out to. We need to learn how to do certain things, self-soothe, and take care of ourselves. But we need community, friends, people, families, people that we can reach out to.
Need it. We need it.
We do.
I mean, I'm just thinking like how we used to grow up as like in a village with a bunch of people.
Exactly.
Around a fire with everybody, with the elderly. Like, we've pushed away the elderly so much, the wisdom of what they had to bestow on us and the generations to come. And like,
I'm glad you brought that up, because when I did get into this career, I thought, this is a career I can do until the day I die, right? Because I'm going to have more and more wisdom to offer others. And then after COVID, right, where everyone became, your expert on life, right? I've seen a decline, and I'm like, what's that about? And it's like, wow, man, like, be sure you're working with people who have experience, because that's something that you cannot, like, that's golden,
It's huge.
Right.
I mean, that's one of the many reasons why I feel so connected and willing to have you help me grow, is because you've been through that path, and not to compare, but even more so than I have. So I feel
different experiences. I've lived a lot longer than you, so yeah, I've done a lot more.
But still, you having gone through those experiences helps me feel comfortable in the fact that okay, I can do this too.
Yeah,
it gives me confidence.
And you can, and you are, and like I said, I said don't call it work, call it nurturing yourself. But we really like that. We do need to continue to nurture and grow and take accountability.
I really like that rephrasing, and especially you brought it up with like an intimate relationship. Like, instead of calling it like, oh, you have to work in a relationship, Austin. No, you have to nurture yourself and the relationship.
Exactly.
That feels like a lot easier, softer, and the work stipulation of it being like hard or
like
taxing. The nurturing part sounds a lot better.
And think about it. At retreats, and you've been on several, in groups, we are in it. We're doing the work. We're crying. We're agonizing, but we're having so much fun. We cry hard, but we laugh hard. We connect in like the most amazing ways. Magic happens.
Yep.
When you get a group of people together who are like on this journey, magic is always happening. It's a spiritual awakening. It's an experience. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And we want to like continue to grow that and take that into our lives, share that. And listen, there's purpose for everyone. There's so much purpose here to be found. You know, we all have purposes. I mean, I would say some of my greatest joy was when I was out, and I forget where was I? I was close to the border, climbing through some little mountainous areas, and pulling some kittens out of the shrubs and rescuing them and finding homes. Man, that brought me more joy than I can.
Cool.
Yeah, you know, seeing people like waking up and making changes and like it's beautiful.
That's soul fulfilling.
Yeah,
For sure. Yeah.
and our souls are here for this journey, right? We came here for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Why is like ages 2 through 8-ish, why is that such like an imperative time for the brain to get either secure or bad attachments,
Right,
or just
so
all the parallels for that?
0 to 8 years old, we form our subconscious mind.
Okay.
And so our subconscious mind is 88% of our thinking.
Wow.
Our conscious mind, 12%. So my conscious mind may be confident, believe in myself, think, yeah, I deserve the world. But my subconscious mind feels like I'm not good enough. I fear judgment. I'm insecure about a lot of things. I have to go in that subconscious mind. That's some of the work we've done and we do, and identify those self-limiting beliefs, because our belief systems form 0 to 8 years old. So boom, they're formed. They're there, and we've got to like address them and start smashing them and replacing them with truths. Because if I grew up feeling unwanted, like I did, in a family of youngest of 8, I did not feel wanted. I grew up through my whole life feeling unwanted everywhere I went. Never felt like I belonged. Until I went in and really looked at that. Why do I always feel like I don't fit? Oh, wow. I didn't feel like I fit in my family. I was constantly trying to prove my worth. I even started smoking weed at like 12 because I wanted to fit in with my older brothers. Like I all these belief systems are what catapulted a lot of my behaviors that were self-destructive behaviors through my life. So I have to go in there, look at that belief, call it out, own it, smash it, and replace it with the truth. That I am lovable, that I am welcome, that people do enjoy my company, that I do have things to offer. I don't have to prove my worth to anyone. I'm worthy just as I am. And I have to keep practicing that, right? Over and over and over. It's like a self-hypnosis. We're like constantly rewriting that in our mind. We're rewriting scripts.
I was thinking the subconscious, it's like so tough for me to think back on ages 0 through 8, right? Like it's definitely difficult, but then things start to stick out more the more I kind of dig into it. Yeah. Because I feel like a lot of us like zoom past through that, our adulthood happens, and then we don't even think about anything in the childhood. Right. And how that correlates. Right.
So you've attended the Healing the Child Within retreat where we dig back in. We have to go back into our childhood. Look at those.
This is hard.
It is very hard. That's painful.
Yeah.
And look at those experiences that shaped how we think and believe. Because what we think, believe, and feel is what we create in our lives. And if we think, believe, and feel, then I'm ultimately not good enough. I really don't even deserve good things in my life because I've made so many damn mistakes. And I feel like crap. Well, that's what I attract. And that's what I create. And that's when I self-sabotage. So we've got to go in there, and we had to walk through those places and pull all that out and start shifting, changing, healing, working through it. So it's birth to 8 years, and then, our formative years early in life. A lot of the experiences shape us.
Yeah. Huge.
But my past does not dictate my present or future. It's not a reflection of who I am. My mistakes are not a reflection of who I am.
I like that.
I can change my behavior at any time.
And it doesn't like give us a pass to continue doing that, but it allows me to accept that for what it is, and if I want to change, I totally can.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So change is a choice. You know, I can choose to change, but that means I have to do some hard stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. It's,
you know,
it's fucking hard, but it's worth it.
It's worth it.
It's extremely worth it.
It's extremely worth it.
Yeah.
Life becomes so much sweeter.
I would still be going throughout life if I didn't choose to do the work with you, like fear of rejection, or lack of validation, external validation,
Right.
body image issues, fear of intimacy, still working on that, and like so many other things. I would have just kept on going on repeat, and I wouldn't be giving back the way I am now. I'd be
Exactly.
super self-centered and selfish. Yeah.
So people who are numb, to people who don't know those people, they look like they just click through life. Nothing bothers them. They operate easily. Trauma, like if somebody dies, they're just like, grateful for that, move on, don't feel anything. Their lives look easier. Yeah, I mean, if you're numb, it could look easier, but it isn't fulfilling. It isn't rewarding.
That's how it was for me in the military.
Right.
Yeah. You just keep on going.
Yeah. And like click
Just-
away.
Yep.
Feelings
Yeah.
can be very painful, can be very joyful. Come on. Tears of joy, the love that you can feel on a deeper level, the passions, excitements, you feel them too. So it's not all feeling bad, hard feelings. It's feeling amazing feelings, enlightening feelings, elevating feelings.
Yep.
You don't need drugs for that. You can
No.
have a high like no other in this frame of mind.
I love that.
And that is a great feeling.
I got a great question for you. As being one of the best therapists in the world, I would say. How can like a man stay masculine but still feel his feelings or emotions, or is there like a particular time for that? How can you?
So I'm gonna
the two?
throw that question back at you.
Okay.
Because you're a man.
Okay.
So tell me, how can a man feel masculine and still feel his feelings?
I think still leading from like truth and loyalty, but when it comes time to be vulnerable, and I don't think you have to be vulnerable 24/7. There is times to put your head down and work, but when you need to have conversations that you want to connect, you want to go deeper, boom, like that's an amazing time to feel.
So I'm going to say integrity. We've been talking about that. You can be vulnerable. You can be, and I don't want to say vulnerability isn't masculine. We keep saying vulnerability is not masculine. You can be masculine, you can be strong, you can be powerful, you can be all the things that you feel are masculine. You can be confident. Those are qualities women have too, right? So it's hard to say feminine, masculine, right? Vulnerability, it takes so much more work to be vulnerable than not to be. So to me, if you're really masculine, you could be vulnerable because you are really doing something way more difficult than shutting down your feelings.
And rooted in confidence, really.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And, to me, that's how you do it. You're also live in integrity. What you say and what you present to the world is who you really are. Your actions match your words.
I love that.
That's for all of us. Our actions have to match our words. Early in life, I presented all this great stuff, but behind the scenes, that's not who I was. I had no integrity. I had to do the work to gain integrity. So you can see me anywhere, and I tell clients, you can see me in a grocery store, at a concert, you can see me on the street, and see me here, and I'm the same person. The same me shows up everywhere. I'm not performing in one spot and then someone else over here. I'm the same.
That's a big thing. I used to wear a mask all the time.
Exactly.
Not COVID. I didn't wear a mask. But,
Right.
I wore what I thought people wanted to see me as.
And that's how people show up in relationships. I'm going to show you what I think you want to see. And that's how, unfortunately, people get into toxic relationships. And people do it on social media.
Yeah.
This is what you want to see, and I'm going to present this, and I'm going to get all these kudos for it. You're going to feed this image instead of, like, see who I really am.
And side note, I have met a lot of big-time creators, and I would say 10 to 20% of them are real as fuck.
Wow.
The rest of them, I'm like, wait, you look like this in person? Like, this is how you act?
Right.
Like, I don't want to be your friend.
Exactly.
You know, like, yeah, it's interesting. So, yeah, I just know, like, a lot of, not even younger men, but men in general have this, and I did too, have this feeling that, oh, vulnerability or expressing your emotions is, you're a wussy.
Right.
You
And
know.
vulnerability is a strength, not a weakness.
Yeah.
And every man that I work with who has been able to be vulnerable shows incredible strength. Incredible strength, including you, because it takes incredible strength. Now, maybe you haven't been able to bring that level into your intimate relationship yet, but it will happen.
Mm-hmm. I agree. And I think with that, with a man that can express that, will attract, if he's trying to attract a better
Exactly.
partner. Yeah.
Or will grow the relationship they have.
Yes.
Because it really is a strength, and we all have to bring that. And it's hard to go there. I mean, for me now it's easier, but so as you know, my 17-year-old cat Lily passed this week. Okay, and I adored her, and I've been raw this week, like raw as hell. I mean, I've just let myself bawl my eyes out and just feel the feelings. And then I pick myself up. I go do something productive. I go connect with someone. I work. I this. And then I let myself go back and feel the feelings, and I'm letting it move through me. And you know what? Those feelings are real, and I should have feelings like that because this was someone I loved for 17 years. And I had a client come in. She's 17, and I looked at her. I'm like, whoa, you're a 17-year-old girl, and that's, I mean, I can't imagine if your mother lost you. And it helped me give myself permission to feel all the feelings of losing my cat that I've had 17 years, who was like a child to me.
And what if you held your feelings in? What would build?
So when I hold my feelings in, I start doing self-destructive things. I'm going to grab something to drink, something to smoke. I get a little reckless on the road. I'm snappy. I'm not present. I'm not caring for myself. It comes out really sideways, and I can be hurtful to myself.
Yeah.
And sometimes others.
Yeah.
And that's no good. Like, holding in feelings also makes us sick. I mean, we there's evidence. People get physically ill from holding in feelings and emotions.
Yeah, talk about that, how trauma is stored in the body.
I mean, trauma is stored in the body, and that's why we do somatic work, where it's like, where do you feel it? Where is it showing up? Where's your trauma showing up? And working through that, healing that. And you can do that with energy healing, but it also, you have to be talking about what is there.
Both, yeah.
And I do both as well.
Yeah.
We've never done some of that together. We need to do some of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that with a lot of clients.
Yeah.
So, because we do store a lot of trauma in the body, and we do need to move it out.
Like, for instance, I can think when I don't speak my truth, I can feel it in my fucking throat.
So the throat chakra closes.
It's deep.
Right.
Yeah, like a ball is
Exactly.
right there. Yeah.
So if the throat chakra is closed, it's because you've already closed your heart chakra. You're already at the solar plexus. Your worth is kind of down. You're not feeling really your self-worth. Your creative expression at the sacral's gone. The joy is gone. And you don't feel safe at the root. No safety and security there. So it starts at the root. We have to create safe spaces in our lives.
And so being in an environment that is bringing up a ton of triggers does not equal safety.
No.
Yeah.
And it's really hard. So when I'm working with couples, and this is common,
That's got to be
that's
really
happening for a while because, so boundaries are the only way to create safety in toxic relationships. Can toxic relationships heal, grow, and change? They can, but they take two people willing to do the work. And
Most oftentimes it's one.
right.
Yeah.
And so, unfortunately, leaving the relationship is often what needs to happen because you don't want to keep re-traumatizing yourself and staying in an environment where you're being abused. So, do I say that the first time a couple comes in? No, I'm like, all right, are you both willing to do the work? And you need to work on yourselves, right? You have to each be working on yourself and then together, but do the work with yourself is key.
How much more helpful is helping your physical body aid in what you're going through mentally?
Huge. As you know, someone that works out all the time and eats super clean and healthy, it makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
If we're throwing crap into our bodies and we're not getting any physical exercise, right? What are we doing? How does that...
Downward spiral.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And why?
I mean, our gut has more neurons in our brain, so we're literally feeding our body with something, and it's like, I can't feel to my maximum potential.
Exactly.
I can't feel that good, so everything else just sludge.
So it's all interrelated. The mind, body, spirit, totally interrelated. And if people are not taking care of their bodies, and right now we have this new epidemic where people are going to take injections to lose weight rather than addressing
the root cause.
Right.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying I'm completely against that for people who are,
get
very
it.
overweight or diabetes or need it. I don't want to say that. But you better be addressing these root causes. Don't just, it's kind of like a psychiatrist giving meds out and you're not doing any therapy or counseling to look at why you feel like you do. And you're relying on some medication that often isn't even helping. And I'm not 100% against them. Some people do need them, but the majority do not. So, we've got to get to root causes.
Fully agree. Yeah, it's a lot of Western medical system is symptom treating and not root cause treating.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a good way to put it.
So you said mind, body, spirit. Something that I have lacked tremendously is spirit. And just a little recap on my upbringing. I was pushed into Christianity, into church very heavily, and I had an intuitive feeling I did not like it and kind of regressed from it, and then really pulled away from it when I was almost allowed to, and then have gone throughout my whole 20s not having any type of spiritual connection, any type of godly universe connection at all, and now I'm starting to slowly incorporate that in my life. And something that you've told me was, hey, first step, just be present and chill out and just let nature, let everything just go.
Yes, and you have the perfect spot here at your place, beautiful garden. Just be present. Feel the energy of the trees. Just feel the breeze come through. Look around at the beauty. Be here now. That's the first connection with spirituality. Spirituality and religion are different. I'm not against religion if you're religious and it really works for you in your life. But spirituality is an openness, right? It's all inclusive. It's about how we show up in the world, because what we offer is what we bring back. What we how I show up is what I'm attracting, right? What do I want to attract? What do I want to give and attract back, right? It's about kindness. It's about it's not about what I believe in. It's not about God, Buddha, the ocean. All of it's beautiful. Whatever you believe in is cool. You don't, it could just be believing in that there's a divine within you that you want to grow and expand. It's a connectedness to energy, to love. I think love is the biggest energy there is, and love is the most powerful energy.
I love that.
We have to be present to connect with that. And sitting in you have a great spot.
Yeah, I'm so grateful for it, for sure. And I'm grateful to now be the next month kind of quiet by myself so that I can sit with myself and really go through some things. So
Yeah.
I have one last question that I've been waiting to ask.
Right.
For someone that's trying to connect with someone on a soul level, what's an easy question that they can ask somebody? Whether it's a date or a friend or just to get vulnerable and deep. I know it's kind of a weird question.
I mean, I'm thinking about when I asked people in my first session, actually asking people, do you believe you have purpose? And What do you believe that is? It's really interesting what people share. People really open up and talk about like, wow, I feel like I'm here to touch lives, or I'm here to, and people start sharing that. It's kind of a cool thing that, I don't know on your first date if you're asking that, but,
Well, over the past few years, it asked extremely deep questions and gotten really deep with it because I'm like, I'm not trying to waste any time.
Well, good for you. I mean, to me, the more genuine you are sharing about yourself, like who are you apart from all your roles, right? Right? That's a good one. Who are you apart from every role you play in your life? I think that's a pretty soul question. So share who you are apart from every role you play.
Yeah, I mean it's tough because
You can
identify with the roles. Well, I'm a good man, a lover, a listener.
Are those roles?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Damn, which adjectives to...
Tell me if you identify with any of these. This is how I would describe myself, right? I am love. I am light. I am innocence. I am purity. I am playful, curious.
Curious.
Yeah, curious,
Adventurer,
adventurous. I am I am awake. I am
willing.
present.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It's hard not to identify with the role.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But when you can identify with your true essence,
That feels good though.
yeah, start living from that place. It's like, wow, my worth is not dependent on anything I do for others. It's not dependent on externals. It's dependent on my acceptance of myself and connecting with my true essence.
And that's hard because for me, for instance, I've never connected with that until our sessions. Never, I just kept on going. Next day, next thing, next hour.
And so now connecting with your true essence more and more is going to actually bring more of that out. Bring more of that of who you truly are.
And I think sitting in silence and in nature has definitely helped me kind of use that muscle.
Yes.
Yeah.
And if you've never done it, I tell people do walking meditations. I love walking meditations where I walk and I sometimes just pick a color and I look at everything green on my walk, or I focus on sound, any sounds I hear, or I focus on
that's cool.
A smell. Like I go through the 5 senses sometimes, and it's like it brings me into the moment. It takes me out of my busy thoughts. What I need to do, who do I need to call, what do I have to, I gotta work and I just focus on something simple, and it just kind of keeps me present and grounded.
I like that a lot. I love that a lot. Yeah, I think it's presence is one of the things that's going out the window, the more these phones and stuff are around, but we'll get back to it. And I think people are going to learn a lot from this, and I'm really excited for our next conversations.
Me too.
Yeah.
Totally excited.
Because I think we'll have topics.
Yes.
Yes. Whether it's toxic relationship or fear of rejection or cyberbullying.
Yes.
What's the other ones we mentioned? I mean, we'll have
definitely cyberbullying. That's a big one I really want to address because it's
Suicide.
affecting a lot of people right now, and people are actually committing suicide who have been cyberbullied. It's happening today, and I'm it's really
horrible.
painful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Healing from narcissistic abuse is a big one right now too. So many people dealing with this, becoming aware of it. There's multiple topics we have to deal with, and
for a couple things that I went through or still do, but external validation, body image issues.
Yes,
that would be huge.
Yes, I agree.
Could relate to that so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, and also, obviously, substance abuse. is still huge
Yes.
right now, and all the addictions, because addiction is addiction. Anything that's an escape.
Yep.
So addressing addictions and what we're avoiding. There's so many things that we're going to address here.
I'm so excited.
Right.
I'm so excited. I'm going to have Maria on monthly because I think, sure, we talk about I talk about physical health a lot, which is very important, but
Extremely.
the mental health, the spiritual side is just as important, and there's not research studies around this stuff. There's not analytical. It's very kind of, it's not as universal. Like, we really got to get deeper with it. It's not like something you can read on a Google search and be like, oh, I get it now. Like, no, it's like, it's a lot more in depth. So I'm super excited to have these topics.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. And when people ask me, people sometimes say, what is your approach? My approach is humanistic. It's a spiritual approach. It's connecting your soul with my soul, and that's how I work. And I'm not better than you in any way. I'm further in this area, and you're further in other areas that I learned from you. And that's cool, and I love that. And I respect everybody where they're at, because we're all doing something here, right?
Yeah.
And no one's better than anyone else. And what I have always felt from the beginning of working with people is when someone shows up at my door, I look at everybody as like a package, right? And I'm going to open up this package and see what's inside, because you don't even know that you're a gift that I'm opening up, and we're going to explore what's in there. And whatever doesn't work, we don't like that, those things we start removing, and we start looking beyond all the packaging, right? Maybe it's the styrofoam. We got to get rid of that right?
Yeah.
And we're going to look at and find your true essence. And how cool is that?
That's freaking amazing. It's so worth it.
Yeah, it is. It's pretty beautiful.
Yeah, that's for sure. Yeah. So Maria Russo, she hosts, not only does she do one-on-one therapy here in San Diego, also online as well, but she does group, which you have to be a one-on-one client first, because she has to get to know you and what you're going through in order to help you, to help me work and be more effective at my time being spent with group, or also retreats.
Yep.
Which is honestly, for me, where I've gotten the most in-depth healing, bar none, by far.
Yeah, so Zen Mountain Retreat is the name of ZenMountainRetreats.com, and I'm InnerPeaceSD.com. And, if you're someone that wants to grow, heal, and flourish in your life, man, I would love to work with you.
Yep.
And it's been an honor, honestly, and a privilege working with you.
Thank you. I'm so fucking grateful.
And thank you for this opportunity.
Oh, yeah.
It was really sweet.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm so grateful. And yeah, social media is tough to talk to people in a 30-second clip, and that's why this long form is so much better, because this is in-depth shit. This isn't like, oh, this farm-raised salmon isn't good and this wild-caught salmon better. It's like, this is so much deeper, Yeah. So I'm so grateful, and I know a lot of people are going to derive a ton of value from this.
Awesome.
And where they can find Maria as well as Inner Peace SD on Instagram as well.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, on Instagram as well.
And TikTok, same username?
I think TikTok is a different username.
Okay.
But you'll
find
you can find me. Find me on Instagram.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm excited for these clips to come out. How did you like the cacao?
Cacao is great. So
nice.
Thank you for this gift.
Yes.
So Austin offered me some sacred cacao, and
yes.
Fantastic.
Heck yeah. Awesome. Well, that's it.
All right.
Much love, y'all.
All right. Woo!